Finally, it's time for the Belal Muhammad fight week. UFC 315, the champion is going to work against Jack Della Maddalena. Yes, I'm Australian, and I still believe that Belal Muhammad is going to be winning this fight. Belal Muhammad is just what we need as fans. He is an amazing champion alongside Magomed Ankalaev as a fan favorite, and of course, a completely non-active John Jones. This is the time to be alive in MMA, and I want to thank Belal for that. The sarcasm aside, I mean, Belal Muhammad, you can't deny the guy. He has literally been putting on performances. The guy's on a 10-fight win streak. Granted, he doesn't get the finishes, and he's not the best on the microphone, but when he gets into the cage, he knows what he needs to do to win the fight. Now, winning this fight, I do believe he can do it. And yes, Callum, you're Australian. Why aren't you going for JDM? I mean, I would like JDM to win, but there's a difference between wanting and believing that someone is going to win. And I do believe Belal does have the tools here to actually get this one done. I think him getting this done, I don't think it's going to be easy. That's for sure. I think this is going to be a harder fight than the Leon Edwards fight for Belal, because Jack Della Maddalena, with the boxing pedigree he has and that forward pressure style, over Leon Edwards with the kickboxing style at range and more of a counter-striking style, there's a lot more pressure for Belal to actually get pressed on the back foot. And we've only seen that a couple of times, like against Vicente Luque at a point and against Gilbert Burns. And realistically, against Gilbert Burns did look fantastic, and against Vicente Luque, well, he got chinned. But that is a long time ago, and Belal has improved immensely since he was finished by Vicente Luque. He has done an amazing job, and his Sean Brady win is aging like fine wine after what Sean Brady did to Leon Edwards. The rematch between those two is going to be absolutely incredible if we ever get it. But that being said, I think we can, because Brady is number one, and I think that Belal Muhammad can get it done against Jack Della Maddalena here, and that is because of the pressure that he has within the wrestling. That is my big key takeaway here. Jack Della Maddalena, obviously, super dangerous guy. Super dangerous, very quiet, reserved, but we know he's got the striking. He submitted Randy Brown. The guy's takedown defense, though, is the bigger issue. Jack Della Maddalena against Gilbert Burns, if he is coming into this fight against Belal Muhammad like he did against Gilbert Burns, he is going to lose this fight. And that is the last fight that we are able to base off. And Jack Della Maddalena, he did struggle with the takedown offense that Gilbert Burns was offering through the first round and through the second round and through the third round, up until the point where he got the Hail Mary knee, and he lost me $8,000 off a $10 bet, because that was the one bet I got wrong. So there's a little bit of trauma there for me financially, but aside from that, I think that Jack Della Maddalena against Belal Muhammad and the consistent pressure that he has across 5 rounds, Belal's fought in 3 5-round fights in his last 5 fights. He is completely prepared for that cardio within this fight. He's easily able to go 5 rounds. We've seen it countless times. And when it comes to that wrestling overall, he is going to be able to get Jack Della Maddalena down and control him if Gilbert Burns is anything to go by, because Belal is the better pure wrestler there. In terms of the transitions overall, Gilbert is obviously better on the bottom if it ever got to that point. And if JDM is on top of Belal Muhammad, Belal's going to have to pray, because JDM has got some mean ground and pound, especially with those elbows. He's destroyed so many of his opponents, especially Gilbert Burns, almost split him from consciousness in that fight. But with Belal, not only with the wrestling to deal with, there is the boxing there. Honestly, Belal has improved immensely with his boxing. He's very good at stringing combinations together on the front foot. Might not be the most powerful, but they are stinging, they are agitating, they are just techniques that are going to frustrate any opposition because of the pure volume that he has on that front foot. That tagged Leon Edwards, that completely did in Sean Brady as well. He is a problem when it comes to the boxing. It's extremely underrated. However, with Jack Della Maddalena, I'm obviously not oblivious to this point. JDM versus Belal, on the feet specifically, JDM is the problem out of the two of them. JDM has a better strike accuracy by pretty much almost like 10% over Belal Muhammad, and he has a higher volume overall. He strings about 6 SIG strikes per minute, lands them, compared to Belal Muhammad, who's at about 4 strikes per minute. But obviously, that is in part way skewed because of Belal Muhammad's offensive takedown threat that he utilizes from fight to fight to fight, which we have seen so many times, obviously. Ultimately, I don't think there is a huge discerning factor between the striking. I don't think that JDM can just walk through Belal Muhammad. Belal can definitely put up a fight there, and we saw that against Leon Edwards. However, stylistically, I will say the JDM definitely is the biggest striking problem for Belal Muhammad. But on the flip side, realistically at this point, from what we're seeing, Belal Muhammad is the biggest threat in terms of the takedown offensive threat and the cardio threat overall through 5 rounds that JDM is going to have to face. So that's where there are pros on both sides, and I think this is going to be extremely close, but I believe that wrestling pressure overall is going to be too much. JDM shattered his forearm in the Gilbert Burns fight, and he has been out for about a year and a half, and he was out to the point that injury was so bad there was thoughts about him never fighting again. JDM hasn't been in these consistent 5-round fights. How well is this striking output, the power, and the takedown defense gonna run through 3 to 4 to 5 rounds? We saw him against Basil Hafez. Basil Hafez, nowhere near the same pedigree as Belal Muhammad, literally just a shittier Belal Muhammad. And JDM struggled. He did struggle with the constant pace and pressure that Basil Hafez was laying out. Even the striking, he couldn't get Hafez out of there. And when we look at Belal, Belal's got much better striking that JDM is at least gonna have to think about to an extent. So he just can't go balls to the wall, 6-strike combination and just take him out instantly. It's just not realistic with the abilities that Belal does have on the feet that he has gained within recent times. You just can't deny Belal in terms of the fact that he is a well-rounded fighter now. The only thing that we can really say is if JDM hurts him and then gets him on his back, I am extremely confident, I will say it now, JDM will put Belal Muhammad's face through the canvas. He will knock him out, split him from consciousness 100%. But that's going to require JDM to hurt Belal. And Belal, honestly, within these times, I mean, especially in that Leon Edwards fight, he showed very nice strike defense. He was making sure that his guard was always high consistently throughout the 5 rounds, never got hurt. He hurt Leon on the feet with a very nice lead uppercut. There's just tools there that are extremely underrated. And honestly, I'm starting to like Belal more and more and more, because he is this guy that is just getting consistently shat on all the time. And I'm someone that does do that anyway, but it's just the fact of the matter that he's shutting everyone up, including myself. He's doing such a fantastic job, like literally being the heel to not only fight fans, to the UFC in general, because he's technically boring, but at the same time, in his own right, he is delivering. So you got to give it to Belal Muhammad there. And I mean, Belal, remember the decision, because ultimately, I do believe that this is going to be a decision. I believe that JDM is going to take rounds 1 and rounds 5, because JDM, through that first round, I believe he's going to be aggressive. He looks hungry within this fight. He's taken a lot of time off. He wants to get back in there. And the best chance that he has is to get out there and utilize those heavy combinations while he is fresh, before Belal Muhammad can take him down. That is key. And if he can do that, there is a strong possibility that he can find the mark, hit the mark, because he's got the strike accuracy, he's got the volume, the statistics back it up. So I believe he's going to come out hard and fast. I believe he's going to land better shots. He's going to, honestly, I think he's going to give Belal a bit of trouble in that first round. But the core mid-round, second, third, and fourth rounds, that is where we're going to see classic Belal Muhammad. That's where he's going to rev up that wrestling. He's going to use a lot of clinch control against the cage. He loves jumping on the back, just really getting that backpack kind of position. He did that a heap against Leon Edwards. He's done it a heap against other opposition as well. And he really likes to do that, to pop his weight on the opposition, really make them work to get back up. And I believe that JDM can get back up from takedowns. He's not just going to Islam smother JDM the entire 25 minutes. It's not going to happen. Belal is good. He's not that good. And JDM, you got to remember, his transitional capabilities on the ground are extremely impressive. His transition that he was able to utilize to get away from Gilbert Burns, to get back on the feet and then knee his chin into another fucking dimension, that was thanks to his grappling. The fact that he won that and knocked him out was all thanks to that grappling to start that off with. So there is definitely that underrated aspect of JDM's game that Belal will have to compete with, but the contrast in the striking overall is not as wide a margin as the contrast in the wrestling overall and the grappling overall. I just believe that Belal will have more opportunity when it comes to takedown offense against the takedown defense of JDM. I don't think JDM has the greatest takedown defense, to be honest. Basil Hafez was having a bit of a field day there. Gilbert Burns was as well. And if Belal's able to do that, I mean, he's defensively aware. He's better on the feet realistically than both of them, to be honest. He's got better strike accuracy. He's better defensively. He's just better technically. So the margin between those two on the feet is definitely in JDM's favor, but it's tight. It's closer than a lot of people think, especially compared to that wrestling, which the highest advantage within a discipline is going to be Belal. Remember the decision, Muhammad, with the damn wrestling. And that's where rounds 2, 3, 4, he's going to really drown out JDM, just stifle that takedown defense that he has. Make him work. He's going to make JDM work. I think JDM, honestly, rounds 3 to 4 to 5, he's going to start getting tired. He hasn't had that experience consistently in those rounds. And the boxing, with the high volume that he puts on naturally, that's going to deplete his gas tank to a certain extent, realistically. He's still got power, don't get me wrong. He's still got that there. 100% believe so. And if Belal's strike defense isn't airtight, we could see him getting chinned at any point in this fight. Then in the 5th round, I just see that's where JDM is going to get so urgent. He's just going to throw caution to the absolute wind. He's going to put everything into that takedown defense, sprawl as hard as he possibly can. And that's where I think that he is going to really start landing some nice combinations within that desperation. I think he's just going to overwhelm Belal with the volume that he has. I think he's going to hurt Belal. I honestly think he could possibly drop Belal in the 5th round, but I don't think he's going to get Belal out of there. I just don't believe so. Belal, biggest thing that's underrated about him is the guy's will. The guy is a gamer. Like, the guy honestly wants to prove everyone wrong, and he's been doing it so far, and he's just had all this shit put against him, and it's only driving him forward. And I think in those kind of situations, that's where he can honestly pull through. I think that he can still stay in the game. But that being said, if he does not keep that strike defense completely tip-top shape, I am fully on the point of JDM just being like, yes, he is going to take him out, and Australia is getting another champion, which I would love, but I got to be realistic here with you guys. You know, as much as I have Australian bias, I still do like Belal as well, and I respect what he has done in the game, as much as he is hated, as much as he is kind of like a boring fighter, but at least he puts on a heavy pace, good volume. He's honestly improved his strike accuracy. His game is just improved. The Sean Brady wins aging like fine wine, and I think Belal is going to win this fight. And plus, ultimately, away from the fight, in terms of a matchmaking sense, if you haven't already seen from the press conference, Dana White's kind of confirmed what the outcomes are going to be dependent on JDM winning and Belal Muhammad winning. Because if Belal Muhammad wins this fight, it's looking like Islam Makhachev is going to stay at lightweight, and then we're going to get the Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria super fight, which everyone and their nan's dog has been wanting, including myself. So that part on Belal winning would be absolutely fantastic, because on the flip side, JDM, if he wins, it's more so looking like Islam is then going to move up to welterweight, try fight for that double champ status, and try and beat JDM. So either way, honestly, I'm not complaining, but I think more so I would really, really like to see that Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria fight at lightweight before Islam tries to move up. And I'm sure none of you guys would disagree with me on that one. So in a matchmaking sense, kind of more rooting for Belal. Overall, love JDM, love that persona that he does have, but I do believe that that pressure is just going to be a bit too much from Belal Muhammad, and he is going to take this fight 48-47, winning the mid 3 rounds and then losing rounds 1 and 5. Close fight, entertaining fight. I am keen for it, and I hope you enjoyed the card. Please like, comment, subscribe. It goes a long way for the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.